Three main things I'm gonna be talking about uni is the outdated teaching methods, outdated traditional old school way of teaching. It's pretty much profit maximization, about the relationship between the cost and benefit. So let's get started with the video now. So the first thing I want to talk about is the old school teaching methods. So like I personally go to uni all because my parents told me to, and the people who I looked up to, they all told me you should get education, go to fucking uni. And like I was pretty much an A student, pretty much like in my senior year of high school. So like I was a top tier student. I was like, bro, like I was sucked into this. I was like, man, doing my assignments, I was just regurgitating information, and like, man, like being a good, obedient student who listens to the teacher, who does as he's told. When like I don't even understand the concept, I don't understand it, I just listen to how the teacher teaches, and I just apply it to like a problem where they literally like, where they showed you how to solve a problem already at school, and you're just expected to remember and like just write it out, problem solve it, and like answer the question pretty much. And man, like I was that student, I guess, just to impress my parents and just to like, I guess like live out my parents' dream when I should be fucking living out my own dream, which does not include uni. So yeah, so the old school teaching methods, pretty much exams, you are expected to remember, take notes, and study the stuff that you learnt, and basically apply it to like questions and shit like that. When like in the real world, like there's real no application with like, man, like you're just expected to like take notes and like expect that to be the correct answer, expect that to be the solution. When in real life, from like a business standpoint, there are so many, well, like there's so many problems out there that cannot be solved, that has not been solved, and like there's no solution up there. So I mean, like for a business to thrive, solves a problem, right? And there's no one solution that solves a problem. So you are expected to know all this shit. And then assignments, right? You are expected to like write an essay. You are expected to write a fucking report in English, like in HSC. Like you're expected to like do a creative writing thing, which I guess it helps because it helps with your creative mind. But essays, like you're expected to like structure a report to be like so concise, so sophisticated, in a way where the only people who use that shit is politics and fucking lawyers. That's it, man. Like that's not for the everyday fucking person. When, you know, like there's like no real use in the real world, because everything you pretty much learn from uni is useless in the real world. In business is so useless, like in a job is so useless. And like the techniques you learn at uni, you just gotta throw them under the bus as soon as you get out of uni, because it won't help you. It won't help you in industry, because the industry has evolved, but the education system, the teaching methods, and the way of learning has not been on par with the evolving like industries and all that, right? So yeah, like that's the one of the reasons why traditional methods is like it's fucking old school. It was, man, like exactly the same information, just like cherry on top and all that, like sprinkles and all that, but like it's exactly the same as what they were learning 20 years ago, 40 years ago. Well, like not 40 years ago, but probably 20 years ago, right? Exactly the same methods. profit maximization, right? Okay, about the reason why the traditional methods is outdated still is because of one thing, and like that's financial reasons, right? Because unis want to save money. They are not willing to pay like crazy amounts of money just to like, I guess, just to restructure the education system to benefit us basically students, right? Students who are learning. So they just really don't want to pay the training costs and the restructuring costs. Man, like in the last 5 years, they have reduced staff. I guess like one of the reasons why the staffing shortages is because of a flu, right? So unis was like, I guess they were suffering somehow. I don't know how, but they got massive cash reserves. But yeah, so they cut a lot of staff. So like they cut a lot of staff because they weren't really needed. Well, obviously they do, but they just want to pressure the current staff to work more hours, pretty much just to benefit fucking themselves. Then like, you know, like they don't even care about like their employees, their students, the people who are providing money for them to be stable and to be afloat. It's come to a point where I'm literally like in a tutorial, right? And the lecturers, man, like, you know, like the unit convener, which is the person who does the lectures, it's literally fucking pre-recorded. It's pre-recorded. All it takes is 2 hours. There's no like, man, like, I guess like face-to-face, like in-person-to-person learning experience, where it's just seeing someone on a fucking digital screen, which doesn't increase the retention of students. Like, you know, like the learning experience is so fucking shit that I literally forget what he's saying because it's just a digital screen and it doesn't feel so real. Like, even though the teaching methods is like flawed, I guess like at least improve on that, even though they can't fucking improve because they realize Zoom is so fucking profitable for the businesses. I mean, like so profitable for uni, for example, because they can save money on like staffing costs, on costs like renting, like, you know, like facility spaces, like, man, like the maintenance of facilities, like electricity, lighting, the fucking logistics of it, which is like the cost of delivering the material, delivering the content to the students, which is so fucking flawed. And there's always these logistic issues, like with like tutorials where like I'm seeing a fucking tutorial, man, like he or she is like 5-10 minutes late, which traffic blames on fucking traffic, when at the end of the day, like they should be paying, I guess, the teachers or like the employees enough money for them to be motivated to go to work and to be there on time and like to do more for the students than ever. Like they should be doing, I guess they should be going above and beyond for the students to curate the best fucking learning experience for the students, which right now they have not, because uni is like the top fucking CEOs or whatever, right, or the unis or whatever, yeah, all they care about is their wage. That's all they care about. There's literally a different view on that shit, like as in like there's a conflict of interest between the business and the personal standpoint. Yeah, so like they were charging us for the student amenities fees. So like that's basically using the facilities, even though we were not, like the students were not even using the facilities, because we were stuck in lockdown. It was protocol, and like there were online classes, like Zoom classes, so, and it was all pre-recorded. So I'm 90, don't know fucking why we have to maintain the uni's like infrastructure when we are the ones who fund it. Like the previous students who studied there are the ones who funded those facilities. So I don't know why we have to pay for the maintenance of it when we have to like go online, when we have to use our own internet, our own internet, our own electricity, our own like office space and all that, right? And like our own workspace, our own room and house, learn and be taught stuff, right? So yeah, I don't know why, but I guess they want to save the bottom end. Even though they charge us like, so they charge me about $2 grand per unit, $2 per unit, and there's about 12-13 weeks in the semester. That's about $150 per week. You're paying for a lecture and a tutorial, but like about 2-hour lecture, which is pre-fucking recorded, and a tutorial that is an hour, sorry, 55 minutes. So you're paying $75. There's a strong relationship between costs and benefits and the return on investment. So basically you pay for what you get in return. $2 grand per unit. There's like 4 units in the semester. 4 units a semester, 2 semesters a year, and then it's a 3-year course. 24 units or 20, and you're basically paying for that shit. So $2 grand, that would be about 16 grand. Okay, I mean like 16 grand a year, which equates to about 50 grand. About 50 grand for a 3-year course. Let's just say that you are passing all your subjects, well, but like in a realistic standpoint, you fail a couple, it will be about 60 grand, right? 60 fucking grand for a 3-year course. 60 grand for a 3-year course. Yeah, so 60 fucking grand for a 3-year course. When, like, realistically, like, 20 years ago, it used to cost, like, probably, like, 5 grand, 10 grand for a 3-year course. The degree I'm studying, right? Accounting, right? So you gotta do CA, CPA. So, like, that, I guess, like, that's an additional cost that needs to come out of your pocket, which is about, I forgot how much it was, but it's about 5 to 10 grand, I forgot. 2 years or something to finish. And then you need like I think 8 years of experience, and you gotta do this checklist and shit that you learned all this shit. So that'll take about a year and a half. So like by the time you graduate, you'll be like 18. So you'll be about 22 when you graduate. You're 22. You do your CA, CPA, 24. You get experience about 25, 26. So like realistically, and on top of that, right? So like uni isn't really worth it if you're only going to stay in industry for like 5 years. Like you're not really like, it's not really a great return on investment. Like you make like about like 70, 80 grand a year, 80 grand a year, right? For 5 years. That's, so you earn about 400k. But you gotta pay taxes, and then there's living expenses as well, and tax will be about 40%. So you've already lost like about 250k already. So I'm like, I bought out my vlog camera, and I'm currently in some sort of formal outfit. But anyway, it's like finding that motivation to keep on going and like chasing your dreams, like doing something outside your comfort zone, outside the conformality of like life. It's like not following everyone else, and you're just, I guess, like building your own pathway. Like the education system, you've been taught to conform. You've been told to just fucking forget about your dreams because because they tell you it's unachievable, like you won't be there, and you just gotta obey and like be obedient and like listen to your teachers or your tutors, whatever, you know, that like that you should do this and you should fucking listen to me and you should fucking study this instead, right? Yeah, like they just tell you to fucking stay within the education system, and you know, and like they pretty much like force us
or suppress us in a way, like they basically force us in a way where we basically have no choice. And like if we say no, you know, like then like you wouldn't know the consequences, because there are a lot of people who is willing to say no, yeah, because they don't want to be different. So like whatever dreams you have, I would like you, and I want to inspire you to get out of your way and like not go to uni, and focus on something that you truly believe that you could build yourself doing, because you can't forcefully tell yourself that you gotta go to uni. You need to actually like talk to someone, and like you know like surround yourself with people who are like-minded like you, who want to fucking do something better than just going to the education system like uni, or like college or whatever. And it is a difficult choice, since since you finish year 12, you are basically told that you got to choose your degree. You got to make up your mind on the life that you want to live. Yeah, but like the education system, right? The teachers and tutors and the parents, right? Like they tell you that you got your own choices. You got to make your own choices, right? But they just keep on telling us and pushing it, where you know like they just keep saying that you should go to uni. It's good for you. It's good for your education. You should learn this. Um, when they don't even, you know, like when they don't even support making your own choices, because as an adult, like as a young adult, you're obviously going to make dumb choices and stuff. But the only way for a person to actually like, for them to actually like, I guess I make the right choice, is to make the wrong choice, and then therefore they learn from it, because there is a lot of us who is like stuck doing, who is stuck like listening to other people and like listening how they feel, how they actually talk to other people. I mean, like the only choice they support is you going to uni, and like that's one of the common things that keeps on like they keeps on coming up within like situations like these, where parents get involved on their child's future, where it affects them, where these young people, like they don't know how to make their own choices because their parents have always been there to guide them. And you need to learn to step away from that barrier, because you got nothing to lose. We are all bound to make mistakes, and there are a lot of people out there who tell you that, you know, like you are going to fucking make a mistake, you shouldn't do it because you're going to make a mistake, it's going to be a mistake. Mistakes and failures, and like a character cannot be built without failing and making mistakes. And like without making mistakes and failing, you wouldn't be the person you are right now. You wouldn't be able to you wouldn't be able to understand the right and the wrong, and you wouldn't be able to build the right character for you. You know, like I'm not perfect, but I just want to spread a message. Um, how you can't just like follow what everyone else is doing, because we need to learn to be our own paths, because not one path is is a mold for everyone. And I really appreciate you guys for even supporting me like along this journey on this YouTube channel and on this like inspirational, motivational sort of videos, and like sometimes controversial videos as well. Um, yeah, and I thank you guys for the support in a way. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon.